Hi guys, Narc00 here, and today's lesson is going to be all about the monument in Life is Feudal Your Own. Let's go learn together. Hey guys, okay, so the monument. It's an extremely important and technical hard thing for me to explain. When I say explain, I don't mean it's hard to explain. What I actually mean is it's complicated for me to explain it in a way that makes sense for a tutorial video, because it plays a couple of really important parts and things I haven't even covered yet. Okay, so the monument, the basics of this video is how do you build it, where to place it, how to place it. Okay, and there's different answers to those things depending on your play style and what your envisage of your mind is on what you want your settlement to look like. Because don't forget, I mean, some people play this game to make a really nice settlement. Others play it for practicality purposes, for PvP or whatever. Other people play it to make it look like a realistic medieval village and things like that. Other people play it to make it beautiful and architecturally amazing. And these are all things you can do in this game. Some of them, for different or lesser degrees, are more difficult or easier. It depends. For the purpose of this tutorial series, where I've placed the monument, how I've built my buildings, is just for practicality purposes, so I can show you guys the mechanics of the game. It's not to make a really nice, perfectly laid settlement. Okay? Now, what do I mean by that? So, here's the monument we placed earlier. There's a couple of different ways you can place your monument. And when I say to place your monument, there are best practices and there are cheap and easy practices, like what I've done here. I've just picked a place that's roughly in the center of an area and placed a monument. But some people will be pedantic about it and have time and will flatten out a massive area first, then place that, or then surface the area, like cover it in stone or slate, and then put their monument down. Now, there are reasons for this, and I will get into it, but for our purposes, it is just to explain the mechanics as I understand them. And there's a caveat as well. So because this game doesn't have a lot of information out there on the internet, and you can't trust some of the wikis, as I've learnt myself in playing with other people, the knowledge is kind of lost. And only people that have the knowledge are people that played the MMO version of this game. And some aspects of the MMO are not in this game, and not in your own basic version. Okay? Because again, don't forget, this game, this game came out as your own, and then the developers turned it into an MMO using the baseline of what they've got here, and they basically stopped development on your own single player version of what we're playing now. And a lot of the information that was in the MMO that are on the wikis don't translate into this version of the game, because the MMO again is newer than this game. I hope that kind of makes sense. It's kind of difficult to explain anyway, at least for me, because I'm not very smart. So, the monument placement. So some people will flatten out a 9x9 tile area first, put slate and stone down, okay, then place their monument, then build it, and do the required to build it. And then as their town or city or whatever they're building expands and the layout gets more complicated with their town layout, then they will start to flatten more tiles out as they go. Other people, following that same sort of principle, flattening out the 9 tiles, placing the monument, slating it, that sort of thing. Other people will flatten an entire 27x27 area first before they place any buildings apart from maybe a shack. So when they die, they can respawn, and the absolute core basics of what they need. Again, the reason I've gone through the layout that I have here, the way the base is laid out at the moment, why these random objects are everywhere, is only because of the tutorial series that I'm doing. And if I was playing this seriously solo, and I wasn't in a rush, and I wasn't trying to make this video, then I would actually take a bit more effort in where I'm laying things out and have a plan in my head on what my city or my town's going to look like. And then there's the people that will just play the game and try and make it as realistic looking as possible. Because for the people that flatten out a 27 by 27 tiled area, okay, that's not what they did, you know, in the Middle Ages. They flattened an area big enough to place a house on, of course, okay, but they didn't flatten out a massive, massive, huge area and make it all perfect. The reason people will flatten out an area that big is because of the mechanics of how the monument actually works and what role it plays in the mechanics side of the game. Okay. Again, like I said, the monument has a few things that it serves. Okay. And again, it's a really important structure if you're playing on a multiplayer server. It's your land claim. Okay. And the second thing is you can pray to it, you can upgrade it. So the first thing to explain any of that is for me to build this damn monument that we've got. And if you recall in the last video, I actually used up all the bones that we had. I think I've got 24 in the warehouse, but I need to get more. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I'm not going to make you guys watch me go gather meat or hide and things like that. Hopefully you get some pigs because I need those medium-sized hides. But the bones I need to get. I've got everything else. I've got the 40 preparations. I've got the billets. I've got the shape stone already done. And I've just done that over time. I've shown you guys how to shape stone. Obviously, this part of the series, you know how to get hardwood billets. We covered preparations. Positive preparations is what you need for the monument. We covered that in the herbalism video. Link there. So the bones part of it is what we need to get. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get these 100 bones. And I'll see you guys back here in just a jiffy. Okay guys, so the monument's been built. So I've actually tried to film this part like 3 times, trying to explain it as concisely as possible. The last time I just filmed this, it took me 20 minutes to explain it, and it's just too long. Alright, so I've had to cut it down a lot. Now, the monument, it serves, it's so hard to explain, it serves so many purposes. Once you've built your monument, put the materials into it, you'll get this big sword looking thing that's in the ground. Alright, first things to know, if you hold down F4, okay, F4 on your keyboard, you will see this green circle and then a green bubble. If you just press Control F4, it toggles on and on, off and on. So what is this green circle thing we're looking at? Well, I'll explain what that actually is, thinking about it. I'll explain what that is in a second. But once you've built the monument, you can then manage the monument. And the person who built the monument is the one who manages it. So you're the one that's responsible for upgrading it. Right? So if you're playing with a guild of people, like 3 or 4 mates, and you're the one that built the monument, you're the one that actually put it in the ground and pressed the build button, you're the one responsible, usually a guild master, for maintaining it. So try and have it, because you can't share this. People can sacrifice to it and things like that, but they can't upgrade it. So if you stop playing, you can't, the person who built it is stop playing, then the monument's basically useless. Alright, so you right click on your monument, manage monument. Let's explain what we've got here. I'll just move this so we can see it better. You have your guild name, your level of your monument, because we just built it, it's level 1, the radius, the guild monument maintenance, and the claim support points. Now mine are quite high. When it starts off, I think this number's about 1,000. But again, like I said, I've tried to film this twice now, this part of the video, and just trying to get it right and concise for you guys. That's why it's so high. So the radius is how many squares the hard circle and bubble currently cover. All right, that's the radius of your influence of your monument. The guild maintenance part. This is like the minimum amount of requirement of claim support points that need to be available, right, for your monument to continue to expand. And the claim support points is like, think of it like money in the bank is probably the best way to say it. This is your savings, right? You get these claim support points by sacrificing materials to it, whether it's food, tools, whatever, gold, silver, things like that. These are things that will give you claim support points, and the more valuable the item, okay, the better quality the item, the more points you're going to get back in your claim support points. So what actually happens? At midnight in the game, okay, in my case in real life, I think it's every 8 hours, every 8 human hours, a day, a 24-hour cycle completes in-game. At midnight in the game, the monument will perform a task. It'll look at its current minimum maintenance, 628, and take that 628 away from the claim support points. Hence, as I say, the money in the bank. Okay, I've got 25,000 in there. That's good for quite a while. All right. So at midnight, the monument will perform a thing where it says, okay, I require 628 support points to maintain the current guild, I guess you would say, situation. And as time goes on, as your guild gets older and older and your land claim size, which I'll explain that in a second, gets bigger and bigger, this number will increase, okay? It's like a maintenance cost, which is basically exactly what it is. And that number there, the middle one, gets subtracted from the claim support points, right? So as your guild gets higher and higher and levels up and your monument gets bigger and bigger and your level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, they require more and more and more support points to maintain, all right? And that is basically how that part of it works. Here's the sacrifice area. You'll drag and put items in here, like cooked food on a tier 1. The best thing is putting his broken tools and cooked food, like just your basic like fish meals. The more you put in there, the more points you're going to get. You get 500 per single meal. 500 claim support points per single meal. So if you put 10 in there, you'll get 5,000. All right? So you'll get 5,000 claim support points. So the more meals and things like that you put in here, some will offer more. If you put broken iron tools in there, they will offer more. I think on a tier 2 is what you start sacrificing like iron tools to it. You'll get more points for it. On a tier 2 monument, sacrificing, cooked herring and stuff will give you stuff all. It gives you like 10 support points. So keep that in mind as your monument goes up in tier levels, like level 2, level 3. They require more and more and more valuable items to maintain them. All right? So keep that in mind. So that's that. Now, what does all this actually give you? So there's 2 different parts. There's the bubble and the circle. Right? So at the moment, you'll see here a green circle, an actual perfectly circular green circle, and then the green bubble. What's the difference? Well, the green bubble, as I call it, is your land claim area. Okay? This is like your kingdom's land, the land that you own, that belongs to you. I'm in my own land right now. I'm outside my land. I'm in my land. I'm outside my land. All right? And then the hard circle. Now, the hard circle is very, very important for a couple of things. First of all, anything within this circle will not degrade over time. Things like furnaces that you use and things that do break down, that do break from being used, like a furnace, for example, the more you use it, it still has a durability loss. Anything like a building that's inside this circle will not break. It won't fall apart, all right? So keep that in mind. It also, anything inside this green circle, anything inside the green bubble and the green circle, you can destroy it. Okay, you can remove something and you can also rename something. So if you've got like a bark box or a chest or something sitting right where I'm standing right here inside this green bubble, I can rename that chest to say like iron tools. Okay, so that's what that serves as well. What else does the green bubble serve as? In a multiplayer situation, for a player who's not a member of your guild that's on the server, when they walk up to your kingdom, your base where you are, this circle won't be green. To them will be red. Okay? They will see this red bubble, right? If they step on that red bubble, depending on your server settings, if they step on that red bubble, they will start to lose their alignment. Narcs, what the hell's alignment? I know, it's another mechanic in the game I haven't even covered yet. So to show you what that is quickly, I'll just move my camera out of the way so you guys can see. There we go. All right. So the alignment is actually this little doovilaki, little white dude down here, right? If your alignment gets to like -49 or -50, you are then an outlaw. People can kill you for free without it affecting their piety. Okay? Piety, alignment, all these things. What are you talking about? Again, it's probably a whole nother video. Okay? And this is why I said it's difficult to explain the monument in this context, because it does a few things that are quite important. So, if I am a player that's outside of this guild, and I see this red square, and I walk on it, it'll come up down the bottom, I think, saying you are trespassing or something like that, right? That means that I will start, as a member of not part of this kingdom, I will start losing alignment, right? Someone in the comments, I think Dennis said in the comments, in the hunting video comments, he said, can you explain how land claiming works, and can I stop people from really raiding my base and things like that? Or you can ask, does that stop them from accessing things? As far as I know, no, it doesn't. Right? Then again, I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. I do believe, I'm guessing here, guys, is from what I remember, someone explaining it to me when I was playing, is if there's a chest inside the hard green circle, they shouldn't be able to open it up unless they're a guild member. Except for on a certain day, again, depends on the server settings you're on, the Judgment Day or Day of Reckoning, I think it's called, or something in the server settings, a certain day or days or certain times of day, people can come into your bubble area for free without it affecting their alignment and raiding your base and killing your people in your town and city and things like that. I don't believe even in those situations, they can actually go and still can't loot inside your green bubble. So your green bubble, think of it like it's like a force field sort of thing, but it allows people to go inside it that aren't part of your guild. So what else can you do with it? Anything inside the land claim area, the green bubble, members of your guild that are a member of your kingdom, they can destroy items that are on the ground. So if you've got, I don't know, a bunch of grass fibers or something like that you don't want anymore, when you didn't want to sacrifice it because it's too far away from base, or you didn't want to you didn't want to be lazy and you want to get rid of it, you just drop it on the ground and you can right click on it and click destroy. And you can only do this, again, within either the green circle or on the green bubble area. Now, as time goes on, this green bubble will continue to expand. Okay, it'll eventually, I think it goes to, at the moment, this hard circle area here is at 10 because it's a level 1 monument. Level 2, that hard green circle increases in size again. And the green bubble will continue to increase. I think the green bubble will go to like 14 tiles out. Between 14 and 20 tiles out. Alright? Now, that's why I was saying some people will be pedantic, because with the way they place their monument and how they flatten everything out, they'll put slate tiles down on the ground, because if you're building on a hill, right, or something like that, it affects the amount of tiles, the amount of reach that your monument actually has. Okay, so if it's a perfectly flat area, okay, that your monument covers, then you're getting the maximum out of your monument's hard circle, the maximum amount of space to build within, right? In this case, because I've got things at all different levels, press F3, I've got like the warehouse built up on 11.2, and then I've got my house over here at 10.5, the monuments itself's at 10.4. All these different levels, that will affect the amount of reach that the hard circle has and the bubble has. Okay, it just won't be as efficient for the in-game mechanics. That's why people will flatten a massive area and then put their monument down, or flatten around the monument enough so it maximizes the amount of reach that your monument influence has. All right, hope that makes sense. So that's basically it, guys. Apart from sacrificing to it, destroying items, you can also, other thing too, you can rename chests. So if something's inside the green bubble or the green circle, you can right click on this chest and I can rename this chest. Helpful for keeping things organized. You can't rename an object without a monument. Okay? You also can't destroy something without a monument. So if I don't want this chest, I don't want it anymore, I want to get rid of it, I can right click on it and destroy it. It'll come up with a dialog box. Are you sure you want to destroy it? Once it's done, you can't undo it. You say destroy, it deletes it. Okay? So that's basically what your monument is for. Okay, so it's expanding your kingdom rule. It stops things from degrading within the hard circle. It affects people's alignment that aren't in your guild. It lets people know that this is your area. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's basically it. It won't stop people from coming in and raiding your base on a PvP server. And I look, and again, that's why servers have rules and things like that. It's like you can't go inside people's hard circles without their permission or something like that if you're not in their guild, you know. So keep that in mind. It all depends on the server you're playing on. So make sure you read your server rules that you're playing on. And if you're playing solo by yourself like I am on my own private server and no one plays with me on this particular server, it doesn't matter for me. Only reason I've got the monument there is basically to show you guys how it works, naturally, because it's a tutorial series. So I can rename things, so I can destroy things that are on the ground that I no longer want, etc., etc. So that's basically it, guys. If you have any questions or anything like that, or you need to correct me on something, please feel free to do so. I have no problem with people correcting me. If you've got any ideas on what you guys want the next video to be, leave it in the comments down below. Have any questions, or maybe I can make a video on it. There's a few more things we need to cover in the tutorial series anyway. Don't forget, Sunday, Australia time, around 1 o'clock our time, 1 p.m. our time. So if you're in the States or in Europe and things like that, you have to work out what that time is for you guys. I'll be streaming on Twitch. You can find my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/narcs00. That'll be in the description below. Click on that and click follow. Come and say hi. You should get the alert that I'll come online. I still haven't decided whether I'm going to continue to stream on Twitch or if I'm going to stream via YouTube. It makes sense for me not to split them up. The problem is I've got followers on Twitch as well, so either way, go and give us a like, drop by, say hi. I'm not going to be filming anything for the tutorial series. I'm just going to do some mundane work and things like gather some iron, gather some materials, do some boring stuff. It won't be very entertaining, but if you want to come and have a chat about anything at all, feel free to drop by. All right? Make sure you leave a like, guys. Sub if you haven't subbed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Talk to you soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.